Okay, so in this example I have a sketch that isn't fully defined. So the obvious logic when you have a sketch that isn't fully defined is to try to fully define the sketch. And so let's examine what we have here so far. So I have a rectangle here that is a grounded rectangle. So oftentimes we're working from other geometry where we might have a position that we projected or some geometry that we projected. So I would normally model relative to the origin or about the origin, but in this case, let's say that we're modeling out here in space relative to this grounded rectangle for whatever reason. Now, if I try to drag these blue circles, which should be unconstrained, we see that they don't drag anywhere. But if I drag this circle, we see that the center of that circle does drag. And if I try to make that coincident, so I'll do coincident of this circle to this circle, I get an error. Okay, so I'll try to do it concentric. So I'll do concentric and I'll select this circle and one of these circles, and again I get an error. So there is no logical reason, if we use logic, there's no logical reason why we shouldn't be able to add those two constraints. So two things we've run into so far. These two circles shouldn't show as fully constrained. I haven't put anything in there yet to fully constrain their position. At least not that I've found. There might be something in there that I'm missing. If somebody can find what I'm missing, let me know. And then I can't get this centered or concentric here. And also if I drag this circle, so maybe I want this point, the center of this arc, to be somewhere along this line. And so what I would normally do is I would do coincident. I would select this point. I don't want it on the end point of this line, just somewhere on that line, and it doesn't allow me to do that. Or maybe another strategy is I want to put the midpoint of this line over here. And so the way I would normally do that is I would do coincident. I would select a line that I want it to be on, and then actually let me escape out of there. I'm already in something. It shouldn't have given me an error yet. I'll select this line, and then I'll hold down the shift key and I'll find the midpoint, and I got it in a bad spot because it's close to it. Let's move it a little bit and then we'll do this again. In fact, let's just drag this over here. And so I'll do coincident. I'll select this line, I'll hold down the shift key, and I will select this point, and I get an error. Now it should work. Let's do this. Let's change these lines so that they're not grounded, and let's try that now. So I'll do coincident. I'll select this line, I'll hold down the shift key, I'll select the midpoint of this line, and it moves it over, and I get the expected behavior. If I do the concentric, this circle to this circle, now that one's, it's not allowing me to do it. Let's try to do coincident. So I'll do coincident, the center of this circle to the center of this circle, and it moves it over there. So there seems to be an issue with a locked or grounded geometry. I haven't tried this with the projected geometry to see if it's the same issue, but I assume it's just to do with this fix unfix. And it's pretty easy to test, and it's pretty logical to test. I mean, when you see a sketch that isn't fully defined, the first thing you do is start dragging geometry around to figure out, you know, what do you need to do to ground it. Let's try to do this. I'm going to fix this point, and so all those circles are now fully defined. And then if I want to define the position of the center of this circle or this line, I can define those. So I'm curious about this, so I'm going to go back and try some other things. So I'm going to go back a ways, and I saw that this circle, now we couldn't get that constraint. And I've got these 4 lines that are fixed, so I'm going to unfix those 4 lines. And I'm going to fix, though, only this point. Okay, so those circles turned black, as I would expect them to. And then let's try doing this coincident again. So I'll do coincident of this circle to there. And I don't know what that is. Oh, I thought I was in coincident. I'm still in fixed for some reason. I do coincident. I'm in coincident. And I got to go back more because I see that's still fixed. So let's go back. Actually, why is that showing up there as fixed? So I don't know where that came from. It's still showing as fixed, even though I did an undo. Or actually, I don't know, was it green or wasn't it? All right, let's go back. Let's go back. All right, so I'm at this point. I will unfix these 4 lines. Okay, now I'll hit escape, get out of that fixed constraint, and I'm gonna, though I want to fix just that point, so I'll do fix. I'll select that point, and I was expecting these circles to go dark at that point. What did I do? I must have another point in there for some reason. Let's try. I don't know where that came from. Okay, so now that's all black, and then this one is concentric. I must have got the wrong point before, and then I want to try this one. So I'll do coincident this point with this line. So that worked okay. And I'll do I want to do actually that gave me the midpoint then. So it appears that the issue then was having these 4 lines as being fixed rather than just that single point. Anyways, just something to look at.